Ho messo gli occhi su di te, tu sei diversa e non lo sai, tu ballerini tra di noi, ma sono tristi gli occhi tuoi, è come sei, somigli un po' a me. Ho messo gli occhi su di te, per una storia che non so, che vuoi nascondere, ma che sta tutta là negli occhi tuoi. È come sei, somigli un po' a me. Balla, non pensiamoci, balla, divertiamoci, balla, sorridiamoci, balla, e diciamoci basta. Ho messo gli occhi su di te, tu sei diversa e non lo sai, qualcosa vuoi dimenticare, tu balli e non ti stanchi mai, è come sei, somigli un po' a me.
Hello, good evening, bonjour, guten tag, borong thung earthlets, and welcome. Welcome to the 7th Starfury Facebook Live update. Yes, we're up to 7 of these updates. It's been 16 months since we last had a Starfury convention. It's going to be nearly 2 years before we get back to running Starfury events, and been keeping you updated with these Facebook Lives. But thank you to all our convention family for joining us tonight, as I'm going to give you an update of what's going on. So tonight, I'm going to update you all on what's going on at the moment with Starfury events, and where we currently stand with them, and how we're going to be navigating our way through this pandemic and getting through this and getting back to Starfury events and what you can expect. I'll be dealing with the events in chronological order, so please be patient if there's a specific event that you're waiting for the information for. We'll be going through each event chronologically, which is the fairest and best way to do that, and I'll be giving you updates on the rescheduled events, on new dates, venues, and the guests for our events that are taking place at the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. Just to let you all know now that we won't have any new updates on Crossroads 3, because everything's pretty much finalized and good to go as it is at the moment on Crossroads 3. I don't have any updated information on Red Dragon, and I don't have information at the moment on our Ultimates events or Highlanders 5. Those ones I'm still working on at the moment. But tonight we will be updating you on Enchanted 3, The Vampire Ball, Starfury Destiny, Greendale, Lux 2, and Survival 5. Now, last year, this COVID-19 pandemic, it threw a complete loop for us all, and it's forced pretty much we had to postpone all our events. It happened very, very quickly. I remember last March, literally the beginning of the week, thinking we're all going to be fine, and then in the middle of the week suddenly having to prepare to start postponing events and reschedule them, even before the lockdown had begun. And so this has created a situation, this pandemic, where social gatherings like Starfury aren't safe to go ahead. And Starfury, very much, they are a social gathering more than your average convention. This is very much a place for fans to get together, to hang out with each other. And so you just literally, the very ethos of what Starfury events are about does not look You can't really do that while you've got a pandemic going on. So I've been rescheduling events to new dates. I remember last March, we thought this was only last 3 or 4 months. And I only thought I'd have to reschedule a few events and reschedule them once. And instead, what we've been doing is been rescheduling again and again. It's been a very difficult situation with this pandemic, and the pandemic's ended up lasting a lot longer than any of us anticipated or initially thought it would. Not, we all thought we'd all be over it by now, and we're still here. However, the good news is that vaccines are now available. The vaccine rollout has begun, and this has given us a clear route out of this pandemic. And hopefully, with the vaccines and with this, we should soon be able to return to normal life. I mean, I myself, here we go. There you go. I had my second vaccine shot this morning. So I'm all good to go now. Had both the vaccine shots. I had AstraZeneca. Hopefully, bear with me. Hopefully I'll be okay for the rest of this Facebook Live. When I last had AstraZeneca, I was completely out for the count. I got the phone call the beginning of this week telling me I had my appointment on Friday, and I was like, I hope I'll be okay for the Facebook Live. But if I pass out during this, or suddenly go all queasy, please bear with me. I currently have my vaccine working inside of me at the moment, and the vaccine shots have been going really well here in the UK. At the moment, I believe it's about 62% of the adult population has had a vaccine shot, with nearly 20% of the UK adult population having had both jabs. So it's actually, we're on course. We should very easily hit the target of having everybody having had a vaccine shot by the end of June, and the entire adult population having had both vaccine shots by the end of August. And that puts us in a very safe position to start restarting Starfury events at the end of the year. Now, looking at other countries, America's also doing fantastically on vaccines as well. They've done about 200 million shots so far, and I've been quite shocked. A lot of the agents and actors I've been speaking to recently, they've had both their shots as well, so it's looking good with America. It's nearly 50%, I believe, in America, and Europe had some issues at first, but it's looking like France and Germany are now getting it together. So hopefully, this is going to be, everything is looking hopeful, and you can prepare for the worst, but you can also got to prepare for the best, but you can also have to worry about the worst. But at the moment, the whole situation is looking much better than it was when I did the last Facebook Live update last January, and everything's, as I said, looking a lot better. Now, government lockdown rules, they allow events like Starfury to start going up again from mid-May. They say that from mid-May, you can have indoor events with 1,000 attendees, and they're going to allow all indoor events to start up by the end of June. However, I am keeping my eye on the science, on the news. I'm keeping my eye on the situation and keeping myself very well informed of this. And as I say, at the moment, I'm working towards the best outcome, that we'll be out of this by the end of the year. But at the same time, I am keeping myself prepared for the worst outcome as well. The vaccine rollout, as I said, is going better than anticipated. The infection rate has dramatically fallen, but also at the same time, we could end up having vaccine shortages, or we could have a mutant strain of the virus. So at present, while I'm working towards a positive outcome, I am very prepared to make any tough decisions as and when required for the safety of the attendees, guests, and staff. I can only actually work on the information that's available at the moment. But as I said, I'm keeping myself properly informed and believe that I will be making the right decisions based on the information that's available. Now, at the moment, it's looking, as I said, safe for us to return. after a 2-year hiatus, and that will be with Crossroads 3, which will be taking place the 24th to the 26th of September. And just be a second, is the screen okay? No, it looks like it's okay. Now it's looking like we'll be able to return in September, but we still will be making some precautions at Starfury events when we come back. And at the moment, I'm looking at what safety measures will need to be taken so that Starfury can have an event that's safe for the attendees. Now, one of the first things that I'm currently doing is I'm investing in a series of hand sanitizer stations that we'll have throughout the venue, and we would have, say, 2 or 3 in each room. So every time you go into a function room at a Starfury event, you'd have to use the hand sanitizer when you enter into that room. I've been speaking with the venue about having each room deep cleaned and sanitized as soon as we finished and before we start again, to keep everything so that everything's properly sanitized and clean whenever we're in a room. And I'm also looking at having temperature checks for all attendees done when you arrive at registration. One very controversial thing and that I'm looking at the moment is vaccine passports, and whether we should require that for entry for attendees at the event. It's too early to say on that. I'm looking at the news, I'm looking at the information on where we stand on vaccine passports. One of the issues I have at the moment is that the UK government hasn't made a decision regarding what they're going to do regarding vaccine passports. But as soon as they have made a decision and we know where we stand on them, then I can make a decision on how, if we implement them at a Starfury event. But those are some of the things I'm looking at the moment. There's a couple of other things that I'm looking at doing as well, which will allow us, which I will come to as we get to it with each event. Now, one of the issues that has been caused by this pandemic is that as I reschedule event, I then have to secure new dates from the venue. And to be quite frank, it's a very, very complicated jigsaw puzzle that I'm having to go through at the moment. Now, the venues, they've got a backlog of about 18 months worth of events that they're trying to reschedule at the moment. So it becomes a bit of a battle for me with the venues when I go to them and I say, you know, I need a date around this period for this event or for that event. So I'm looking at been working with the venues on this, and then you have a situation when they come back to you with dates. I then have to go to the actors and to their managers and see if these dates work for them and wait for them to get back to me. And if they get back to me and those dates don't work, then I'm back to square one all over again. So I, you know, this is what kind of like delayed getting the next Facebook Live update, because it's just securing those dates and working on those with the venues on it. That's why I'm still working on Ultimates and Highlanders at the moment. But for most of them, we have got new dates secured. Now, the first event we've got back is Crossroads 3. Now, I don't really have any much information for you on Crossroads 3. It's currently still set to take place on the 24th to the 26th of September at the Hilton Hotel in Birmingham. Now, everything at the moment looks safe that it can go ahead. But as I said, I'm preparing for the best case scenario, but I'm also preparing for the worst case. And I actually already secured, because last year, when we first started rescheduling events, we thought this was only going to happen once. And on some of these events, I've now had to reschedule them 3 times. So what I've done is I've already secured alternative dates in 2022 with the Hilton Hotel for Crossroads 3 in case it isn't safe to go ahead in September. So at present, it's all set to go ahead in September on the 24th to the 26th of September. But if the situation does change and I don't feel it's safe to go ahead, I'm already in a situation where I can reschedule the event very, very quickly. So there's not much news on Crossroads, but here's a quick trailer for you to get you excited for that event. So that's Crossroads 3, our third event celebrating Supernatural, the huge cult TV series. And that's going to be taking place this September. The event's completely sold out. Also, the hotel. Now, we put hotel rooms available last September, and all the hotel rooms went almost immediately. I know there's a lot of people still trying to get hotel rooms. So I am at the moment negotiating with the Hilton to try and see if we can get any more hotel rooms at the Hilton available. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Keep a look on the Facebook groups as well. But hopefully we should try and get a few more rooms available at the Hilton for attendees that require them. Now, after we have Crossroads, we then move to our next event, and that's a reschedule event. And that is going to be our just to go through before we jump to that, just want to go through the guests that we have available coming to us at our Supernatural event Crossroads 3. We got 13 guests coming, and we've got a huge headliner with Misha Collins, who's going to be joining us at that. We also have joining us at the event Mark Shepard. We also have coming Jim Beaver. We have Rob Benedict, Richard Spate Jr., Ruth Connell, Lisa Berry, Julian Richings, Keith Sarabaika, Rachel Miner, DJ Qualls, Ty Olson, and Catherine Ramdeen. That's 13 fantastic guests from the TV series Supernatural. It's going to be an amazing guest event. It's our first event after 22 months would have been the gap between Miracle Day Returns and Crossroads 3. 22 months, biggest gap ever between Starfury events, and I can't wait to see everybody along at that event. Now, The next event that we have, and it's a rescheduled event, and that's going to be our Once Upon a Time event, Enchanted 3. And that's going to be taking place at the Hilton Hotel, and that's going to be from the 15th to the 17th of October, when we'll be having our celebration of Once Upon a Time. Now, I was talking earlier about things that I'm doing, even though we should have been all vaccinated and through the pandemic by this point, but certain things that I'm going to be doing at the event to help with the safety of the event. And before the pandemic, just before it started, Crossroads 3 was about 80% sold out. And since then, I've given probably around 15 to 20% refunds. So at the moment, it's about 65% sold, the event. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be capping ticket sales where they are now. So Enchanted is actually going to be a third smaller in terms of attendees than it usually is. Now, given the costs of running an event like Enchanted, makes it a bit of a loss maker for me, but it actually means it'll be a less crowded event. We can space the seats apart. We won't have quite so crowded in terms of autographs and photo sessions. It'll make attendees feel a bit safer at the event, I felt, and I was able to take that because of where we were on the ticket sales. Now, tickets are going to be going back on sale, but we have only got about 20 left before we hit that cap that I'm now putting on it. Now, a lot of you will also probably be aware is that we've moved from selling our tickets using our online supplier as Shopify, and we've moved to Growtix, which has given us more flexibility. And one of the benefits of Growtix that we have is it allows us to offer upgrades on tickets. During this pandemic, when I've been refunding tickets for people who can no longer make the new dates, when people have refunded a gold ticket, I hadn't previously put the gold tickets back on sale because I felt that was unfair to people who had already booked a regular ticket. Now what we can do is we can make ticket upgrades available. So if you bought a regular ticket for Enchanted 3 but would like to get a gold ticket, we now have about 30 upgrades that are available, so you can upgrade your ticket from a regular to a gold ticket. We're working on the guest lineup at the moment, and once the full lineup is confirmed, we'll also have a refund period for people who can't make the new dates. I chased up the Hilton about the hotel room bookings, and they haven't finished sorting that out yet, but we should be able to allow hotel bookings within the next week or so. But anyway, we've got quite a few of the guests have reconfirmed. So this is the guest lineup for Starfury Enchanted 3 as it stands at the moment. And we start off with one of the lead stars of Once Upon a Time, and that's Jennifer Morrison, who will be joining us. We also have, for one of his first ever conventions, Michael Raymond James. Also joining us will be Tierra Skovby. Rose Reynolds will be along as well. We have joining us the pirate Captain Hook, Colin O'Donoghue. From Once Upon a Time, but also Charmed, we have Rose McGowan. And we also have Isabella Blake Thomas. So of the lineup that we originally had, we've got 7 of them reconfirmed at the moment. We're working on the rest. Now, one of the things that we've been doing at Starfury is when we reschedule the events, a lot of other events, conventions, not all, but some conventions, when they reschedule an event, what they do is they put the original lineup up and they don't take off guests until the guest confirms that they can't come. We're doing it the other way round. When I reschedule an event, I check with the guests if they're available, and I only start advertising once I know that they are available for the new dates. So in terms of some of the guests that haven't reconfirmed, it doesn't mean they've cancelled. It doesn't mean that they've not coming. It's just they haven't got back to me yet in terms of the new dates. But if a guest does end up cancelling, I will update you all on that and replace them with somebody else. But that's our Once Upon a Time event, Starfury Enchanted. Now, another point with this event is exactly as I've done with Starfury Crossroads, is I've already booked dates for 2022. So if the pandemic, for whatever reason, is still going ahead in October, if it's not safe to go ahead, I already have dates set for 2022. Now, what my original plan was for 2022 was to run an event which is 50% Once Upon a Time, but 50% Manifest. Now, Manifest's a show that I've had a lot of people asking me to run an event about, and it also seems to me that a lot of Wansers are into Manifest, probably because Josh Dallas is in the show and he has a lot of fans. Now, whenever there's a new show and you have a lot of people asking for it, it's always a bit of a risk to try a new show out. So it reduces the risk to pair it up with another show that sells well, which has a bit of a cross fan base. So I have dates already set for 2022, which would hopefully, we can still go ahead in October, and then in 2022 I can run a Once/Manifest event. But if we have to postpone the event this year, then what I would do is then use those dates next year for Enchanted 3, drop the Manifest side and move all the guests over. So as I said, I'm working at the moment on the best possible outcome. All the indications are positive and good, but at the same time, I'm still preparing for the worst outcome. So you know, I am prepared if things don't go as well as we're hoping. Now, after we have our Enchanted event, we then move straight on then to our Hannibal convention, Red Dragon 6, I believe it is. Yes, it's Red Dragon 6. And that's our annual Hannibal convention. And that's taking place from the 22nd to the 24th of October at the Radisson Edwardian Heathrow. And we have a trailer for you. there you go. That's Red Dragon 6, our annual Hannibal convention. And the guests that we have confirmed for that start with Caroline DeVernus. This is her first ever convention appearance. We also have Catherine Isabel joining us, and along with them is Jeremy Davis. Now, with all the events, it's my intention to try and get the original guest lineup back. And for the Hannibal convention, I'm still going to have to wait for a while to know on the availability on Mads Mikkelsen and also Hugh Dancy. I know that a lot of you, the majority of you, really want to see those guys at the event, so I have to wait on their availability. And it'll probably be around the end of June, beginning of July, that we'll get an idea if they're available and if they can commit to the event. Their managers are aware of the dates, but they won't commit to an event until they know how their schedule stands. Now, once we've also confirmed the lineup and also confirm the availability of Mads and Hugh, we will offer a refund period for people who can't make the new dates. I don't think there's a point in offering the refund period if we don't know about the availability on Mads and Hugh, because that will also sway a lot of people's opinion there. So, but once that's sorted out, we can have a refund period. But if you want to join us for that event, tickets are available on sale now. We did put ticket upgrades for golds, but I believe they've all gone. But tickets are available now, and that's our Red Dragon event. Now, after the Red Dragon event, our last proper full convention of the year is the Vampire Ball. That's our event in which we celebrate Buffy and Angel, and that's going to be taking place from the 5th to the 7th of November at the Renaissance Hotel in Heathrow. And here's a trailer for the event. So there you go. That's our annual Buffy Angel convention, the Vampire Ball. And I think we've got a fantastic list of guests already signed up for that event. And the guest lineup, it starts with Amber Benson, played Tara on Buffy. She'll be joining us. We also have Armin Shimmerman coming along, who played Principal Snyder, although a lot of you will also know him as Quark on Deep Space Nine. We have Kristen Sutherland joining us. Also, very, very rare guest. He hasn't done a convention in 20 years. We've got Harry Groner, who played the mayor on Buffy, one of the most popular villains on the show. He hasn't done a Starfury event before. And as I said, I don't believe he's done an event in 20 years. We also have Camden Toy. Camden played a whole pile of characters on both Buffy and Angel. He was one of the gentlemen. He was the demon Gnarl. He was the Uber Vamp, one of the villains of the final season. I don't believe he's done a UK event before, and he's supposed to be. It's a lot of fun, so we'll have a lot of fun with him. Georges Genti, the Buffy and Firefly comic book artist. He's very popular at our events. He's very good on the dance floor. From Dollhouse, we have Miracle Laurie. And also joining us from a non-Joss Whedon show, but from Warehouse 13, is Alison Scagliotti. So there you go. We've got 8 great guests at that event, 6 from Buffy and Angel. Now, as I said, the Vampire Ball has always been a huge celebration of Buffy and Angel, as well as other Joss Whedon shows, such as Dollhouse, such as Firefly. Of course, unless you've been sitting under a rock during this pandemic, no doubt you will have noticed the huge controversy that there has been that erupted over the past month or so regarding Joss Whedon. Now, I don't want to get too much into it, but I'll just make a quick statement that Starfury itself, our events are, we feel our event should be inclusive. We don't support bullying, and, you know, we want to have an incredible social experience for attendees. And for 20 years, I think Buffy and Angel are 2 shows that have brought us a lot of joy, have brought us together, have created a family for us. And Buffy and Angel and Firefly and Dollhouse, they're not really the creation of one person. It's a whole team behind that show of very talented actors, directors, other writers, costumes, sound, makeup artists. There's a whole team behind it. And while some of these revelations are quite upsetting, I don't think that that should affect us. It's a bit like with J.K. Rowling and transphobia on Harry Potter. I don't think that that can stop you being a fan or to lessen the joy that you had from it. I will also say, in terms of what Charisma Carpenter has said, what she's saying is something that she has always stood by. It's only really been picked up in the media in the past month or so, but this is what she's always said whenever she's been at our events. It's something she's always said, so it is effectively the truth. But I still feel that we can still come together and celebrate the show, celebrate the talented actors who will be along, and celebrate the community that we have. And I don't see it's a reason to stop the Vampire Ball, but I do see it's to change the focus less on the work of one man and more of the work of the whole team that were behind it. So Vampire Ball is effectively our last proper event of 2022, but we still have one more on the Vampire Ball. Just forgot to say that the Renaissance Hotel has released hotel rooms for the Vampire Ball. If it's not up there already, we should have the link up tonight or tomorrow on the website. So if you wanted to book rooms for the Vampire Ball, you will be available. Also, because the event's pretty much, the guest lineup is pretty much done now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a month so people have time also to confirm time off work. But in mid-May, we will also have a refund period for those that can't make the new dates of the event. We'll email attendees about that, but we'll have a refund period in mid-May. You can get your tickets now. Also, what I'm doing on the Vampire Ball is I'm looking to do what I said I would do on Enchanted, and that's to reduce the amount of tickets that are available. So we'll reduce them by 100, 150 or so that way the venue's less busy, because even if we're past the pandemic, I do feel that a lot of people will feel a bit nervous about being at crowded events. So that's one of the measures that we will be taking so that attendees will feel a lot safer while attending the events. That's the Vampire Ball, and that's from the 5th to the 7th of November 2021 at the Renaissance Hotel in Heathrow. Now, that's effectively the last proper convention that we have for this year, but we have one final event, and that will be our New Year's Eve celebration, which takes place on the 31st of December and 1st of January. That's Friday, the 31st of December, and then on January the 1st. Now, if you don't know what Destiny is not like a regular convention. It's just a New Year's Eve party. We're not going to have guest talks or autograph sessions or photo sessions. What it is just an excuse for fans, attendees of our events who have built friendships at our events, who have built family at our events, to be able to spend time with them and celebrate New Year's Eve and the new year together. And I think after this pandemic, people really want to be able to celebrate that way. And I can't think of anybody I'd rather spend New Year's Eve with than you. So I hope I see you along for Starfury Destiny. Now, also with Destiny, we do it as a thank you to fans, attendees, for supporting our events. And I think that's actually, after this pandemic, for those of you who have stood by Starfury and supported us through this, it is important for us to show our thanks for this. So tickets for Destiny will be absolutely free to anybody who has purchased a ticket for any Starfury event taking place in 2021 or 2022. So you can get a ticket for free and join us for a party on New Year's Eve. We always have a great time. Tickets are free if you're supporting our events, and I very much hope to see you along. The Renaissance has not released rooms just yet, but they promised they'd have the booking link to me the beginning of next week. So we've got tickets going on sale today, but, well, not sale, you just have to apply for it so long as you've got a ticket for another Starfury event. But we'll have room bookings with the Renaissance available sometime next week. So just keep an eye on the website. And that'll bring us into the new year. And the first event to discuss in the new year is Starfury Greendale, and that's our celebration of the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Now, that's a show I'm a huge fan of myself. I'm really excited to run a Sabrina convention. Now, originally we were running this event in November, but then two major Comic-Con, not one, but two major Comic-Cons were announced taking place the same weekend. Now, you could say that this was done deliberately to cause problems for us or whatever, but probably the reality of it is, I've already faced this myself. Given this pandemic and rescheduling events, there's only limited venue availability, and it's a real struggle to get dates with the venue. And it's probably just unfortunate that you ended up with 3 events suddenly being scheduled on the same weekend. Now, on certain other events and under normal circumstances, we could easily weather a situation like this. I mean, there's been many times there's been rival events on the same weekend as the Vampire Ball, and yet the event still sells well. However, Sabrina's a new show. It's a new fandom. We haven't covered it before. And given also that we're just coming out of the pandemic, as I had the opportunity to do so, I decided to move the dates. So because of that, we moved the dates to new dates. And Starfury Greendale, well, we've got a trailer for it, so we'll play the trailer first to get you all excited. So that's Starfury Greendale, our celebration of chilling adventures of Sabrina, and that's going to be taking place from the 4th to the 6th of February now at the Renaissance Hotel, Heathrow. The Renaissance has released rooms now, so people can book at the convention rate for that event now. We'll be getting the link up on the website shortly. And even though the event's nearly a year away, we have reconfirmed most of the guests, and the guests that we have coming, it starts with Chance Perdomo. He'll be along at the event. We also have Richard Coyle joining us. Another guest joining us is Tati Gabrielle. We have Miranda Otto along, and we also have joining us Lucy Davis. So we currently have got 5 cast members joining us from for Starfury Greendale from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's going to be a while yet before we know on availability of Kian and Shipka, who had been previously booked for the event. Once we know on the full lineup, we will, of course, given the shift on dates, be offering a refund period. We'll let you know when that is. But as I said, tickets are now back on sale for Starfury Greendale. I hope you join us for that. I love Sabrina. If you haven't seen it, all 4 seasons are available on Netflix. And as I said, hotel rooms are also available now for the Renaissance Hotel. So keep an eye on the website for a link. Now, that then moves us on to our next event. We have another event taking place in February, and that event is Starfury Lux 2. And that's our Lucifer event. My God, a day doesn't go by when I don't have an email regarding the Lucifer event from somebody. So we're going to go straight into the trailer for our Lucifer event. So there you go. That's Lux 2, our celebration of Lucifer, which has just got to be one of the biggest shows ever. It's huge. The popularity of that show, it just keeps on going. They tried to cancel it. They couldn't. It came back on Netflix. Netflix tried to cancel it. They couldn't. They had to keep it going. We still got half of season 5 to come, and then season 6 after that. People love this show, and it's hardly surprising that this event is sold out. Now, the guests that we have coming for our Lucifer event start with the devil himself, Tom Ellis, who portrays Lucifer. We also have D.B. Woodside, Leslie Ann Brandt, Amy Garcia, Rachel Harris, Kevin Alejandro, Trisha Helfer, Joe Henderson, Ildi Madrovich, and Lee Garbett. So there you go. It's a fantastic lineup. Now, as I said, the event is completely sold out, But as we've just announced the new dates, I'm going to give people a period of time to sort out so they can get time off work and so forth. And then around the beginning of June, we're going to be having a refund period for people that can't make the new dates. Then as soon as we have any tickets refunded, then those tickets will be put back on sale. So I'll update people through the Facebook group. If you join the Lux 2 Facebook group, as soon as we have tickets made available again, then they will be put on sale. The demand's been absolutely huge for this one, especially now with the show going from strength to strength on Netflix. So if you weren't able to nab a ticket, then keep an eye on the Facebook group and we'll let you know as soon as any become available that have been refunded. But you'll have to be quick as well, because in the past when we had our previous refund period, those tickets just got snapped up again immediately. Now, as I was saying earlier with Starfury Greendale, that previously when gold tickets had been refunded, we've been offering refunds during the pandemic, and when gold tickets had been refunded, we could not put them back on sale because I felt that that was wrong for people who had purchased regular tickets to suddenly find their, gold tickets were available. But the way we have now, from moving from Shopify to Grotix now handling our tickets, giving us a lot more flexibility, we have about 40 upgrades available. So if you have a regular ticket for Lux 2, you can pay to have it upgraded to a gold ticket. We have a limited number. Just to make it clear though, that's not a gold ticket available. If you don't have a regular ticket, you can't buy that as a gold. It's for a regular ticket to upgrade to gold. But that's how it stands for our Lucifer event. The Hilton Hotel should be having us with the booking links within the next week or so. I was trying to get it tonight for the update, but they weren't able to get it in time. So we're going to have the hotel link ready and available for you guys shortly. But we're going to be the 18th to the 20th of February for Starfury Lux 2, our celebration of Lucifer. And that's going to bring us to the final event that we're discussing tonight. As I said, and I apologize for this, but I'm not able to really give any updates at the moment on the two Ultimates events or Highlanders. I'm still working on those, but I've got an update finally for the last event I'm going to be discussing tonight is Survival 5, our celebration of the television series The 100. And we have a trailer for you. So that's Survival 5, which is going to be our final celebration of the TV series The 100. And that's taking place from the 11th to the 13th of March at the Renaissance Hotel, Heathrow. And the first confirmed guests we have for that are Tassia Telles, Louisa de Oliveira, Sarah Thompson, who I wasn't able to squeeze in the trailer, and Paige Turco. So those are the initial guests. We're still working on securing the previous announced lineup, but as the event's a year away, it's a bit hard getting those things sorted out. There's about 1 or 2 people I'm still in talks with who I should be able to announce soon. I do know that, a lot of people want to see Lindsay Morgan or Marie Avagoropoulos along, so I've got to get that sorted. I can't say who, but last night I confirmed after a few weeks of negotiation, I finalized a deal, but I've still got to exchange the contract and get the deposit sorted. So hopefully I should be able to announce them at the next update, but I've got a guest pretty much all lined up for this event from another show that we'll be trying out that's called Motherland Fort Salem. And that show's all on BBC iPlayer at the moment, and it's great. I binged it in a weekend. I think there'll be a lot of crossover with 100 fan base, and I've got a major guest about to announce from that show for Survival as well. But Survival 5, that's going to be taking place from the 11th to the 13th of March. And it's going to be at the Renaissance Hotel, Heathrow. Again, the Renaissance Hotel is now accepting room bookings for that. We'll have the links put up today or tomorrow. And once that's up, you'll be able to book rooms for it. And tickets are now back on sale on GrowTix as well. So that kind of brings us to a close tonight on terms of our events and where we stand at the moment for Starfury going forward. It's been difficult times. I appreciate for all of you, this has been a difficult period, but I think that being able to come back to an event like Starfury, to see your friends again, to have a social experience again, will be part of the healing process when we get past this pandemic. We start up again with Crossroads 3, which is taking place from the 24th to the 26th of September at the Hilton Hotel in Birmingham. Then we have our Once Upon a Time event, that's Enchanted 3, and that's going to be taking place from the 15th to the 17th of October, and that's going to be at the Hilton Hotel again. Then we have our annual celebration of Hannibal, and that's going to be taking place at the Radisson Edwardian Heathrow from October 22nd to 24th. Our annual celebration of Buffy and Angel, the Vampire Ball, that'll be at the Renaissance Hotel from the 5th to the 7th of November. We have Starfury Destiny, our New Year's Eve celebration, and that's on Friday the 31st and Saturday the 1st of January. A brilliant way to celebrate the new year with your friends and family. Our first event of 2022 is Starfury Greendale, our station of Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and that's taking place from the 4th to the 6th of February at the Renaissance Hotel, Heathrow. Then we have our celebration of Lucifer, Starfury Lux 2, and that's going to be from the 18th to the 20th of February at the Hilton Hotel, Birmingham. And then our final event that we were able to discuss tonight, that's our final celebration of the 100, taking place at the Renaissance Hotel from March 11th to 13th, Starfury Survival 5. So there we go. Gives you an idea of where we currently stand on Starfury events, how I've rescheduled the events, and what my plans are for trying to deal with this pandemic. I'll keep you all updated as we go on. I kind of feel the best way to deal with a situation like this is to keep attendees, whether you have a ticket or you're considering buying a ticket, to keep you all informed about us and to be as absolutely transparent as I can be on where we stand, so you know where you stand with us. I just think that the great news for this is that we do have a vaccine. As I said, I've had my second shot. The vaccine shots seem to be going well over here, and it seems to be having an effect. So hopefully we will be through this. I look forward to soon being able to give each and every one of you a hug, having a dance on the dance floor, joining you for a drink in the bar, and enjoying ourselves at a convention, and shaking hands with guests at autograph sessions and hugging them in photo sessions and getting back to normal. Hopefully those days will soon be with us. And we're planning, and as I said, I'm planning on working towards a positive outcome, but I am also keeping myself prepared in case we have a worst case scenario. And I hope that tonight I've kept you guys abreast on how I'm dealing with things, and you feel a little more secure about how this is. In the meantime, please keep yourselves all safe and well. Always wear a mask when you get out. Make sure you get that vaccine shot as soon as you're able to, and keep in communication with your friends on Facebook, other media, phone calls or whatever, because these are tough times, not just physically but mentally on us all. I'd also like to quickly say a big thank you to Joe Leslie. She's the one who handles all the behind the scenes stuff whenever I do something like this, and she's handled all the ticket up, the new ticket systems we've got on Grotix and stuff like that. She's done an incredible amount of work behind the scenes, and so we wouldn't be able to do this all without her help. So a big thank you to Jo. You'll see her sitting behind the photo sales desk. But anyway, as I said, all of you stay safe and well. I hope that I've been able to keep you as informed as you want. My apologies for not having an update on the two Ultimates events or on Highlanders, but I'll have updates on those soon. But I look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a safe weekend, and look forward to seeing you all when we're through this and at the next Starfury event. So thank you and good night. Be seeing you.